Hey guys, Amy here with Leap of Faith Crafting. Thanks so much for stopping by. So today we are going to talk a little bit more about sublimation. I know in my last few videos we did some sublimation on puzzles and tumblers and things like that, but today we are talking about sublimation on shirts. So shirts, fabric, things like that. We are going to be doing a lot of comparing and seeing what holds what. So what you'll need is sublimation printer. This is my eco tank that I converted, and I have a tutorial on how I did that. I will link that below if you need, and it needs sublimation ink. And then you're going to need some kind of consistent heat source, so an easy press 2 or a heat press. So irons don't work with sublimation very well because it doesn't provide the really high heat and the very constant heat that it needs. And then we're actually going to be comparing two different sublimation paper brands. So I'm going to be using this Sub brand and this Hippo brand, and I will link all of these below. And we are going to be putting these on all the different things and see which one works out better. So it will be a fun experiment. So I'm doing all this for the first time on a lot of these shirts, so I was learning just like you as we were going along. So other than that, you're going to need a lint roller. I like using heat resistant tape to tape my images onto the shirts. And then you're going to need some butcher paper, Teflon sheets, things like that, and then of course different shirts. So sublimation opens a lot of doors to providing a lot of different kind of colors and using photos and different images, drawings, things like that, versus just using a Cricut and cutting in specific colors and things out like that. The one downside on it is what it needs to interact with. So sublimation needs a lot of polyester. So we're going to go through and try a few different things. We are trying 100% polyester and also one with a little bit of lower percent polyester and a full 100% cotton. So I was actually surprised in what happened with that. So we will go through all of that. So you'll be needing shirts, and by the end of this you will know which shirt will be the best to get. And we're also going to talk about dark shirts and other ways to apply an image to that. So get ready. So this is the image I'm going to be using on almost all of mine. I got this from pixabay.com, and I will link this image below. Try different color shirts and all sorts of stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is a 100% polyester pillowcase. I'm going to do the both different sets of paper just on one pillowcase so we can kind of see what it looks like. So I'm just going to put a piece of butcher side paper inside so that it doesn't run through to the other side. Okay, so first I'm actually just going to press the wrinkles out here. Okay, the next thing you want to do is lint roll really well, because anything that's underneath the sublimation will get caught in there, and you don't want any dust or things like that. First one I'm going to do is this Sub paper, and this one is telling me to do textile at 400 for 25 to 40 seconds. So I have the Sub paper here. I'm just going to put it up here. I like to tape it down with heat resistant tape just to make sure that it doesn't move. So my Easy Press 2 is preheated. So I'm actually going to put a piece of butcher paper over that to protect my Easy Press. I'm going to press this on it, try not to move it, and start the timer. And then I'm going to put some medium pressure on it by pushing both of my hands down. We're going to remove that. How pretty that is, and you'll see that it took the ink off of this paper. Okay, so then I'm actually going to lower my ink down, because on this, the Hippo, this one says 356 to 374, so I'm going to drop it to 370 and do it for 30 seconds. Gonna make sure here. Put this skin on here. And tape. And place that on top. Okay, so now I'm going to press this one at the lower temperature. I'm going to put that on. And this one says 25 to 30. So I'm going to press it for 30 seconds. And it says heavy, so I'm going to put a bit more weight on this. Take that one off. So this one does a pretty good job too. As you can see, this one maybe is a little bit darker in the darker spots, but other than that, really pretty, right? I feel like these colors are a little bit overwhelming, a little bit muted, a little bit more. So it kind of just depends on the look you want. So this one seems a little bit more vibrant to me. This is the A-sub paper versus the hippo paper down here. Okay, so now we're gonna try the same thing on shirts that have some cotton in them and see what the same images do on those. Okay, so again, here are my two printed designs. This one is the A-sub, this one is the hippo. So I am using, this is just from my local Walmart. It's the George brand of a t-shirt. And this one is 65% polyester, 35% cotton. So this I'm gonna put my piece of paper inside my shirt. And I'm gonna press it just to get those wrinkles out. Since my easy press is still at 370, so I'm just gonna roll this really well. So I'm gonna put this one down near the bottom. And again, putting that paper on top. And now I'm gonna press for the 30 seconds. Okay, so again, this one has more cotton in it, so I expect it not to be as vibrant, because the higher the polyester count, the more vibrant you're gonna get. So there we go. On that one. So we're just gonna do the same thing up on the top. I just wanted to be able to compare them side by side and how bright they are. Again, this one needs 400, so I'm putting 400 on for 30 seconds. one is. So on this too, you can see that the A sub is quite a bit more vibrant on this sheet. Okay, so with the sublimation, it's actually in the fabric now, which is super cool. But I'm actually gonna wash this a couple times and show you the results of that. I'm just gonna look at applying it to just a different colored shirt than white. So this is just like a light purplish blue, just to give you an idea of how it comes out. So again, I'm going to lint roll my shirt. And I already have them printed out here. Just gonna place on it. Okay, and I have butcher paper inside and also underneath, and then I'm going to put one on top. And again, just press this for 30 seconds. Okay, and then we'll peel it off. So it still will go on these lighter color shirts. Pretty cool. It gets a little bit more difficult if you try to go on too dark of shirts. But I will show you another way to put them on dark shirts. So I just wanted to show you if we did a full cotton t-shirt. I said that we need polyester. This is just an old shirt that I'm just using to show you. And this is 100% cotton, so I just wanted to show you what would happen. We put this on here. Because sublimation ink says it needs that polyester to bind to. So let's see what happens if we have no polyester here. So it actually does transfer, just not as vibrant. So this is a Gildan 100% cotton. So it does transfer, but I will wash these two and see if, so this was the polyester shirt here versus the cotton. So definitely much more vibrant, but we will, once I wash them a few times, I'll see if it holds the actual ink in it. Okay, so if it was a dark cotton shirt, let's see what happens with this one. Okay, so when you get to the dark, I mean, and like I said, this is still a cotton one, so it's on here, but definitely much harder to see. And you can see the ink that's still on here as compared to one we put on a polyester one, that a lot more of this gets transferred than this. But again, interested to see, since I've actually never done this, we are trying this all together, what this will do once I wash it. But I did want to show you something that is for the darker shirts. Okay, So this is a transfer paper for dark fabric. You don't need a sublimation printer. This is actually just on an inkjet printer. And you can use an iron or a heat press on this. The sublimation, you definitely need a heat press or an easy press to get that constant even temperature. But if you're wanting to do ones on the darker shirts, I printed these ones out just on my regular printer. So you can see already that they're even different colors when they come out. This one, we're gonna set the temperature to 330 to 340. So I'm gonna drop this down on my easy press. We'll go 335 in the middle. Okay, so I'm just gonna make it smooth here. Okay. And I'm just gonna cut around it. So I'm just going to cut all the edges around this one. I have this cut out. So if you're going to do this, I definitely wouldn't do anything too intricate or complex. I did leave the white in here. I want to see if the white transfers over. So now I'm going to actually take off the front of this. And I'm going to place this on here. See what happens here. I'm going to put that over it. And now press him for about 30 seconds. So there you have it. That's transferred on there, but you can tell that any of the white that I didn't cut out transfers as white. So you will see that. And this is actually, this is not infused. It's not sublimated. It's actually a piece of material that's on top of here. So kind of like a vinyl piece, I would say. So there is thickness to it. So it's not something that goes right into the fabric like with the lighter colored ones. Okay, but that is definitely a way to transfer if you want to put stuff on darker shirts and cotton shirts. And there's also transfer paper for light colored shirts. So you can use either ones depending on what kind of shirt you're going to have. Okay, so those are kind of the different options when it comes to the sublimation. Again, I'm going to wash these and I will show you what happens when I do it. This was the one that was 100% cotton. This was the one that is, this is 65% polyester. I'll show you a few more I've been playing with. So this is also the pillowcase, the 100% polyester. And this was just another one that I found and printed. This one I didn't, there must have been something under it that I didn't get a real good press on. And here was that elephant again on the 100% polyester. It's nice and bright. And then I wanted to show you, these are the ones I started with. This was, I found this on Creative Market or Design Bundles. I don't know, I'll link it below where I found this one. But in the image, when I did it, this is what happens sometimes when you get to the printing and then the color on your computer is different depending on if it's RGB or the CYMK or all that kind of stuff. So this was actually supposed to be red. So I kept trying to do it and it wouldn't come out the colors I wanted. But I just wanted to show you that this, I did slightly different. I didn't get that edged good, but I did, this was a print on a high quality and this was print on the regular quality. And really there's not much of a difference between the two when printed on the plain paper setting and then on just the quality of the color ink, the print. So like I said, this was regular, this was high, not a huge difference between the two. And then I also wanted to see, I converted this to a PDF because sometimes a PDF, I like using a PDF on photos better, and printed it. And so this one did come out a little bit darker, a little bit more vibrant than the regular one. So not a whole lot, but there is like a slight difference between the high quality and then if you print it as a PDF. These are PNGs, the high quality PNGs versus the PDF. So just kind of wanted to give you heads up on that. So not huge, like I said, but lots of different things I've been playing with. So I will come back and show you after I wash things a few times to see how the colors come out, and we'll check that out in just a bit. Okay, we're back. So I've washed these all about 3 times and dried them just kind of in regular wash. I don't even use any softeners or anything like that. Actually I use kind of all natural detergent, so there's nothing too strong in it, but just wanted to show you. So this is the 100% cotton. So like I said, it transferred, definitely faded a lot with just the 3 washes. Kind of faded a little bit more after each one. So this is why they say it holds in that poly, but I was actually surprised it lasted even that long. So it does hold it. I mean, if you want a really soft muted something and you don't need it to last very long, then cotton probably would work if you just have that on hand. So here is the 65% polyester and the 35% t-shirt. So you can see that this did fade. Both of them faded. The Hippo brand faded quite a bit more. So, but even the A-sub faded after about 3 washings. So, I mean, still looks good. I mean, a lot of what's in right now is kind of the faded distressed vintage look. So that definitely could work for you, but just kind of goes to show you the higher polyester does matter. So on the pillowcase, which is the 100% polyester, it still looks beautiful. It's still exactly the same vibrancy, nothing really faded on there. So you can kind of see the difference now. Kind of with those two, this being 100% polyester and this being only 65% polyester. Kind of the difference after you start washing it. This one definitely really lasts since it's in there. Okay, so I hope that helps just kind of making some decisions and choices and how you can sublimate different things. And thanks for stopping by.